Alrighty, hello and welcome to a very unaesthetic looking gear video. I've got 32 minutes before I leave to go to Tasmania. So here is my gear. I know it's not terribly aesthetically laid out, but here it is. Now, I used to work for Macpac and I got awesome discounts and I bought way too much stuff from them when I worked for them, but they have awesome stuff. Quick fire, here we go. It is 35 degrees here in New South Wales right now, but it's going to be pretty cold down there. Quickly through these ones, this is a fleece, a mid layer. It is the warmest thing ever. It's called the Macpac Nitro. It's made of Polytech Alpha Direct, which was made for the US Special Forces back in the day. It's crazy light. This weighs like 70 grams. It's even got a hood and a useless pocket. It's awesome. This is the, I forget what they call it now, and they've changed the name anyway. But this is a soft shell jacket. It breaks the wind, which is a perfect pairing with this one because it's basically transparent. So its warmth really comes to the fore when you've got a windbreaker over the top. This is made of Pertex Equilibrium, which is an openly woven on the inside for moisture wicking. It's hydrophilic on the inside, and it's tightly woven on the outside with the hydrophobic coating. So it's really great for shedding light rain and breaking the wind. Perfect lightweight, flexible, breathable pairing. These two, very warm for their weight. Pretty cool. This is the Macpac Traverse rain jacket. It's a 20K rain jacket. If you don't know what that means, I'm going to be making a rainwear video, which may already be out by the time I post this. I don't know. Only issue with my Traverse rain jacket nowadays, I don't know how well this is focusing. It's got kind of little bubbles in it, which is not great in the shoulder pad area, but hopefully she'll be right. It's got a stowaway hood. It's pretty cool. This is my Macpac Halo jacket. I've got a black one as well, but this one is already kind of stained beyond repair to smithereens, so that's kind of my hiking one now. It's only got 600 loft. If you don't know what that means, I'm going to make a down video. But it's got a high fill weight. It's got a lot of down in there, so it's pretty dang warm. Here is a big pile of stuff. So I'm going to be doing some bike packing, hiring a bike down there after Val and I hike Frenchman's Cap, which is a pretty cool looking multi-day hike that he's taking me on. So I got some bib shorts for that. Otherwise I got a whole heap of just shorts and whatnot. Again, cold, so merino, upper base layer, and just a poly Macpac. These both, everything's Macpac. Poly pants. These are the best socks you can possibly buy. These are the Macpac Trail Sock. They are a third polyester, a third nylon, and a third merino wool. Makes them durable, moisture wicking, breathable, long lasting, and a little bit antibacterial as well. They are super good. And just some nice, these are the, I work at 99 Bikes now, these are the Genetica socks, kind of like the budget cycling brand. Nothing wrong with those. Oh, and there's these as well. These are okay. A cotton and poly blend they sell at Athlete's Footwear. I used to work as well. Alright, so, and I got my swimmers if I'm going to be swimming down there. Maybe the pool at Cataract Gorge. Looks pretty cool. So, Cedar Summit, Aussie brand. If you know outdoor stuff, you know Cedar Summit. They're awesome. That's like a microfiber towel. It's super quick drying and awesome. That's just a gym towel. If I end up going to the gym, got my anytime little pass there. Headlamp. This is a LED Lensa 650 lumen. It's got an optical zoom on it. It's super cool. Love it. Big fan. Okay. This is the real stuff. This is the real serious stuff. So how are we going for time? Going all right. This is the Cedar Summit Etherlite XT. Now, Matt's might make a whole video about that. There's already a million videos out there about all this stuff, obviously. But this is really cool. Look how tiny it is. It's small. It's light. There's an air mat. Generally, there's two categories of camping mat. There's air mats, like this one, and there's foam mats, which are self-inflating. And self-inflating because when the foam expands, it pulls air into the foam cells, thus self-inflating. Self-inflating ones are arguably a bit more comfy because they've kind of got a denser, it's obviously denser than air, the foam. So it's kind of a more plush, cushiony feel. But those foam cells can only compress so much when you're packing them up. So they are a lot bulkier when they're packed compared to an air mat. I do have a foam one, but I don't really have time to do a comparison between these two. I'll do a more detailed breakdown eventually. But for its packability, this is amazing. It's a 10 centimeter mat, which is about as thick as you get I'm about as thick as you get. No, but this is about as thick as you get for a camping mat. And it stows away really, really nice. And it even has its own pump in the form of a bag, which you use to inflate it, which I can maybe show a little video of. So that's pretty cool. Love that MacPack Etherlite XT. It's got a little bit of insulation in it as well. It's not just air inside there. Okay, which is important because you don't want your heat dissipating from you as you're sleeping, especially because obviously at the interface between your sleeping bag and the mat, the down in your sleeping bag is squished, and so it's not being very insulative, and so you're reliant on the insulation of your mat to not have your heat dissipate into the earth below you. Alrighty, so this is why do I have this? Well, if something goes wrong, it's handy, but I've not used this for like 2 years since I was last in Tasmania when I bought this thing, and in all that time I've procrastinated doing the seams. I did do the seams when I was down there initially, but I didn't do it very well. This is a fancy tent, 1 person, 4-season tent, where you've got to actually seal the seams yourself with this glue. And I messed it up big time. I didn't ruin it, I just didn't do it properly, so it's not actually properly waterproof yet. So when I get down to my mate's place, I'm gonna have to do that again because it needs to cure for 8 to 24 hours. Anyway, it's a cool tent. It's got very bad reviews online, the MacPack Microlite. Nobody likes it, unfortunately. But I find it, like I've only used it once, but it's light, it's compact. Yes, it's pretty claustrophobic. Yes, it's not very breathable, but it's a 4-season tent. It's meant to be used in like alpine conditions. So I don't know what people expect. Anyway, this is the MacPack at Dusk. So when it comes to sleeping bags, biggest thing I can tell you is please check that it is ISO certified, which means a bunch of highfalutin European people have said, yes, this definitely does keep you warm at the temperatures it claims to keep you warm at, right? I don't know where it has it on here, but all MacPack sleeping bags are ISO certified. And that means, oh yeah, there we go. It says right there. ISO 235, no, right? If you go to Anaconda or buy some cheaper sleeping bag, it will say a number on there, but it's probably very, very wrong. When I worked at Anaconda for 5 minutes, customers would come back and say, oh my goodness, what the heck? This, my kid nearly froze to death because the lady said, oh, it's good for 0 degrees. And they're in 3 degrees and she was absolutely freezing cold. It's because that sleeping bag was probably like a 10-degree bag. But the manufacturer didn't do certified standardized testing, and so just said, yeah, near enough's good enough, mate. That's what we're going to put on the label. So good thing about MacPack, you do know that this 3-degree comfort bag is going to mean you're relatively comfortable at 3 degrees, which is pretty cool. If I'm cold, and it's got a water resistant treated 600 loft duck down in it, which is cool. And all MacPack down is responsible down certified, which just means it came from dead ducks, not alive ducks. Because horrifically enough, that is a thing. Dead ducks get plucked, that's fine. Alive ducks, some places, get plucked, and then they have to walk around in agony without any feathers, which is horrible. Or without any down. So that is peace of mind with MacPack stuff. So that's pretty warm. If I'm not warm enough though, I'm going to bring my little liner. You probably want a liner anyway because it keeps your body oils out of the sleeping bag, which means you have to wash it less often, which is cool. What else? It boosts the warmth, obviously, of the bag. You can get Cedar Summit ones that claim to increase the warmth rating by X degrees. It's never as much as it says on the label, but that does increase the warmth. This is just a silk one, basically just to protect the bag from gross me. but it will boost the warmth a little bit. All right, next up is shoes. So these are my flats for the bike packing. These are some Crocs. Gotta love the Crocs. You do want some kind of slip-on shoe for around the campsite. Really makes a difference to your life. These are my Brooks Cascadia 17s. They have a cool, very aggressive goat's hoof shaped tread on the lugs. That is what a Brooks dude told me. And they've got a nice reinforced toe area, so you're not going to get, you're not going to smash your toe on a root and have the shoe perish and your toe be in peril. It's got nice grippy laces, kind of like these texture grippy laces. It's got a little hook here to get your laces out of the way, slash put a, probably to put a gaiter on as well, but to get your laces out of the way so you don't trip over your own laces. And this, oh yeah, this thing's absolutely for gators up the back. Now, back in the day, these were the current model, but I haven't worked for Athletes Foot for a few years, and now they've got the 18s and the 19s or something, the Brooks Cascadia. I know that they've increased the stack and they've made the foam plusher and the treads a little more less aggressive. There's more lugs on there and they're less aggressive. I like a lower stack shoe. I'm going to be using those hiking with my 75 litre pack. People go Gore-Tex. I think Gore-Tex is overrated in many ways, but there's no doubt my feet will be wetter in these than if I was wearing Gore-Tex if there's a lot of puddles. I don't think Gore-Tex is any good for rain. Gore-Tex in your shoe is no good for rain because the rain just heads down your leg and then your shoes become buckets, which is not fun. If you've got rain pants over the top, happy days. But otherwise, you're better off with normal shoes because they're going to dry faster. And if it's not wet, you're going to be less sweaty. Okay, now this is a little stove in there, little whatever you call these things, little pots. You can tell I'm culinarily inclined. Here's my just toiletries and stuff. This is a life straw filter for filtering water. This is some tablets to purify the water. Again, get rid of some bacteria. Gloves, these made of Polartec. What is it? Something good. Here we go. Polartec Power Grid, which is what they make the Ion jacket out of in MacPack. They're pretty good. They're breathable. They're not super warm. They're warm enough. They've got little pads for using a touchscreen phone still. There's a little cap for if I'm super cold when I'm riding. And a little visor. Cool. Broad brim MacPack hat. 2 900ml jet black water bottles for when I'm bikepacking. Here's Morton stuff. I love these Morton gels. This is the nutrition that we sell at 99 Bikes. I do think that the gels are better than the bars just because the bars have vegetable oils in them, but pretty much everything does these days. So if you don't know about vegetable oils, look up a couple of videos about them. Growing area of research, but generally not so great for you. Moving on, I got my James Herrick. It's very, very interesting. Bit gruesome, some of the stuff he has to do to animals, but like, it's for their own good. Here is a bit of tech stuff. Here's my shocks. Shocks are really great. They're awesome. Again, I don't know, growing area of research around EMF radiation, but you know what? Everything seems to kill us. So if you're trying to avoid absolutely everything, you're not going to be able to live, are you? So anyway, this is my 2 terabyte little Samsung SSD, which is cool. It was only like $200. You know, it's a lot of money, but for 2 terabyte SSD, it's pretty cool. Little power bank. This is a little lamp to hang in my tent, which is great, so I don't have to have my head torch with me all the time. This is cool. If you've got USB-C to USB-C, this is great. That's a pretty handy adapter. You can fit 4 things in there. I got my camera that I'm using right now to film this. Got my spare batteries in there. I got my laptop in there. Wonderful. All right, gotta stay moisturized, people. And I got my sunnies, my 100% sunnies. and a clear lens for riding at night. I can just clip it out, swap it out. This is a whole bunch of stuff that Mum got me because she's a legend, because I had a stack on my road bike a few days ago, and I got to kind of like keep, I got a big one on my hip that I got to keep changing the bandage and stuff. There's a snake bite kit, definitely want one of those. Bandages, band-aids, exposure blanket. Hydration, I love this pure hydration. We sell this at 99 Bikes. It is the bomb. Love it. Cashews. They've got all 9 essential amino acids, which means a whole protein. So they are fantastic natural source of protein. Don't worry about the fat. Don't worry about the fat. It's healthy fat. It'll burn slowly and will satiate you. All right, here we go. This is a nice 3-liter Hydro Pack reservoir. It's pretty awesome. If you get a cheap reservoir, just be careful because it may leak and you don't want all your gear getting wet in the middle of nowhere. This is great for storing it. You pop that in there and it separates the walls so that air can get in and it doesn't get all gross and moldy. So next up we've got these are the gloves I'm going to wear on the bike just for UV mostly, really. And got a little bit of padding. It's my Garmin Edge 840. It's pretty cool. Gonna load up the maps onto here, GPX file. It's got massive battery life. It's this is what I use for, you know, my road riding and mountain biking stuff. But it is basically the same as the Edge 540. It's just got touchscreen. So if you want to, you're deciding between those two models, just go the 540. Then if you want to spend crazy money, you go like the 1040, 1050. But software wise, you're not getting that much more. It's just a nice big screen on those ones. But DC Rainmaker is the video you want to look at if you're looking at different sportswear tech. This is my Nog 1300 Lumen. It's awesome. It's actually called the Nog Blinder. They're designed in Melbourne, Australia. Nice big solid aluminium frame to it. It's got a little battery indicator with the light, just USB-C rechargeable, and you kind of use it as a normal torch as well, which is cool. Comes with, I had to order a couple more of these from Bike Sport. This is cool because it can just lock under here, and then you put the Garmin on top. This is a K-edge mount. Again, nice solid metal mount. That is going to lock onto the handlebars of the bike that I'm going to rent down there. There's a cool little hip lock, zip lock, which is great for just quickly securing a bike if you're not going to be away from it for very long. There's my Fox Speed frame. It's got MIPS in it. I may or may not take this with me because it's a lot of space. Maybe I can just buy a really cheap one down there. And there's like the quick release for the camera I'm holding, DJI Osmo Action 5, and that can be swapped out with the mount for the light with this little screwy thing, which came from an old GoPro that we had. Awesome. So, and then dry bags. You want to have dry bags for a few reasons. One is keeping your stuff dry intuitively, but also just categorizing your stuff. So I've got clean clothes written on this one. I'll have that one for red clothes, dirty clothes. Woo. And it just keeps things nice and organized, which is great. Okay, nearly done. So these are gaiters. Gaiters are gaiters. Now, unlike gators in Florida, these gaiters protect your legs instead of eating your legs. So basically, these are made of MacPack's Aztec canvas, which is what my big bag is made of, which I'll talk about in a sec. But these basically protect your legs from scratches and stuff. I probably won't use them. I'll bring them anyway, but I'm always wearing shorts and things, and like having scratched up legs kind of looks cool anyway after you've come from a big hike. Cool. So this, in case you want to do just some like out and back runs, got my MacPack Amp Ultra 10 liter. I've got the 15 liter as well. The 10 liter is nice and compact. 15 litre, I've done some, after a couple of years ago, I did like a 63k day in the 15 litre one. It starts, the seams kind of coming apart here. They don't cope with like really heavy weight. You don't want to put huge amount of weight in these because they are designed to not move around very much. That's what the benefit of getting this over a normal backpack. They do hug you and don't really oscillate very far, but they don't cope with big weight. So I probably put a bit too much weight in the other one. Okay, here we go. This is the Macpac Cascade 75. So this is the, well, when I was there, it was the second biggest backpack that they get. So Macpac has different sizes with their big bags. You've got S1, S2, S3, and you've got some women specific sizes as well. So don't make the mistake I did. I got the wrong size. I got the S2 when I really should have gotten the S3. Anyone 6 foot and up should really get the S3. So obviously with this, the big thing is going to be where these hip straps sit. You want to make sure that the hip straps are right over your hips whilst there's no gap here in the shoulders. So you are able to adjust the hip straps with this harness adjustment system, which is cool. But if you get the wrong size, no matter how much you adjust these straps, you're going to end up with the hip straps in the wrong place. So for me with the S2, the straps are obviously too high because the bag was too short for my torso, which meant that I had to then release the shoulder straps as much as possible in order to get these hip straps to come down and actually meet my hips. So just make sure you get the right size. So this is made of the Macpac Aztec canvas. It's got lots of cool features. I'll do more in-depth video on this bag eventually. But basically there's two main series with the Macpac bags. You've got the Tourless and you've got the Cascade. And they come in various sizes. The Tourless has a few different design differences, but it's got kind of a coarser foam to it as far as what's contacting your body. And then it's made of nylon rather than the canvas. The canvas is more durable and more weather resistant, so it will let rain permeate to a slower degree. It won't be completely waterproof, but it's definitely pretty solid. All right, moving on. And last but not least, we've got my Macpac Voyager 35 litre. This is a great kind of all-round bag. This is what we call a day pack. It's kind of like the upper end of day pack. I would say day pack kind of finishes around 40-45 litres. And this is a 35. It's pretty sweet. It's got a few partitions in it. And that's basically just going to be my carry-on bag for when I'm flying down to Tassie. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that somewhat interesting, even though it was very poorly laid out. And I'll catch you in the next video.